Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Storytime with the Scaryish Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And hold on, I gotta move this. It's so far away from me.
Never a good intro. Never. I swear to God.
Press the thing.
It's no big deal. Adam can just edit it. Robin's motto for the show for always. We gonna finish off that intro, or are
you gonna stop talking?
I'm waiting on you. Just covering dead air.
Fuck. Storytimes are episodes where we read some homegrown horrors. Adam's gonna tell us what those homegrown horrors are.
Homegrown horrors are the wonderful stories that you folks have sent to us. They can be supernatural, scary, not always.
Scary-ish.
Coincidental, scary-ish if you want. Sometimes they're actually really scary. We were going over some of the old ones, and some of those were terrifying. Paranormal, supernatural, spiritual, coincidental, true crime, sometimes alien in nature. And by that, I do mean like the third encounter type, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember the number of the encounters. But yeah, if you have a story like that you would like to share with us and have us read on the show, you can reach out to us, and we'd be happy to do that. Robin, for someone who had a story, how can they send it to us?
So you can send it to us at storytime@scaryish.com. That is our email. You can go to our website, scaryish.com. There's a contact us page. You fill out that form, and we get it that way. We also have different social medias. I sound like a robot there.
I was going to say, I want it that way.
Oh.
Tell me why.
We also have a bunch of social media, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we've gotten a lot from Facebook lately, so yeah, thank you, everybody.
We have a TikTok now, and if you want to send us your story that way, you have to dance your story to us through interpretive dance. We don't have a TikTok. That's just a joke. I don't know how one ticks or talks. So those are the ways you can get your story to us. We would be happy to share them on the show if you would like to send them. We have 4 that we're going to share with you this evening, or depending on when you're listening to the show. This very evening. I think
you folks haven't watched Hot Fuzz.
That's a Hot Fuzz reference. I believe Robin's going to be going first, so go ahead and take over.
I'm going to wait till you crack that before I start.
I'm about to crack you. For those of you watching live, I'm drinking another Leinenkugel's Berry Weiss for the show. Yeah, it's been 3 years since we started it. I think technically, like, December 3rd was the first day an episode launched, and the first time we recorded was like November 28th or something like that. But yeah, we've done 3 years worth of topic episodes, so cheers to us. Hooray. And since Robin was lying about waiting for me to stop, or waiting for me to crack my beer, I'll go ahead and start doing some of the notifications. Shout out to the Hex Doll, who followed 3 days ago, to Unjust Importance, who followed 7 hours ago, to Bewit203, who followed 3 hours ago, to Chibi Shortcake, who subscribed using their Prime Gaming 6 minutes ago, to the Fancy Iguana, who resubscribed using their own money 7 months ago.
Is there an
I'm sorry, 7 months ago for the 7th month with the message of woo!
Is there an eyelash in my eye? Wow.
No, it doesn't look like it. And lastly, to the Snark, who just resubscribed using Prime Gaming for the 23rd month. You all are amazing. Thank you so very much. So yeah, Robin's drinking sake again, so that's cool. That's fun times. I'm going to clear off some of this trayish. Trayish.
I was like, I can't read the label. It's in Japanese.
She can read Japanese. She's being facetious.
I can't read all this stuff that's on the front.
What's the percentage? Just so I know how loopy you're going to get.
12.
Okay, that's not bad.
In what way? Like, it's low, or?
It's kind of high. Like, the last time we did sake, I'm pretty sure it was 5%.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right.
You're going to be going first. You want to put those glasses on and get at it?
Yeah.
I'll mark it. More editing. Hooray. Boop.
Hello, Robin and Adam.
No.
Oh.
Do a fucking intro, dude. You're killing me this episode. Yeah, 3 years of doing this show, and it's like Robin's first ever episode.
I'm going to get into our first email of the episode.
So exciting.
And it begins, hello, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, by the way, the title of this is Sometimes the Void Looks Back.
Nice. I think those are my words.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Not sure. Maybe I stole it from someone else, though.
Okay. I just listened to your last Storytime episode, and since you say you need more stories, I figured I'd give you everything I've got. Nice.
Both barrels do it to us. That sounded weird, but that's what I mean. I mean it from the heart.
Feel free to pick and choose what you read on the podcast and to use my name on air. All right, cool, thanks. I've always loved horror stories. Since I was a little kid, I was fascinated with ghosts, demons, and cryptids in all forms of media. It only seemed natural that as I got older, I would start seeking those things out, wanting desperately to believe. We all want to believe.
Everyone has that poster on their wall. I will say it's kind of odd to seek out demons, but I kind of understand wanting to chase those things down, just being bold and fearless and also a little bit stupid and crazy, but hey.
In parentheses, it says, I bought a glow-in-the-dark Hasbro Ouija board when I was about 13, and it's never done more than freak out my more skittish friends, which I think is so funny. I have only ever really used a Ouija board in a group setting once, and it was on a Halloween, and it was with my friends growing up, and we were all in her bathroom for a Halloween party, and we're all trying to get our hands on the little planchette in the middle, right? And then I wasn't even close enough to the board to see anything happening. All I heard was everyone start screaming and running out of the bathroom, so I started screaming. You know what I mean? It's just little girls screaming at the top of their lungs trying to get out of this bathroom. Anyway, so a few years ago, I started seriously ghost hunting in the various cemeteries in my area. This is when I like to think that I began trying to glimpse into the void or the unknown. One time in particular, I was too successful and something actually made contact. This is that story, as well as some others from different points in my life. So the first one's called The Children of East Cemetery.
Interesting.
This summer, I spent all of my free time away from my studies as a library student in the cemetery of a nearby town. I live in Massachusetts, so this one was not much different from the others of the area. The oldest section was located at the front of the property and went back to the 1600s, while the rest of the cemetery was newer, stretching all the way back towards the woods that surrounded it on all sides. As the cemetery extended back, it went through the centuries until the freshest graves were nearly against the tree line.
It's a weird word to describe graves. Freshest?
Freshest. But it's true. Fresh graves.
I think newest sounds better than freshest. Fresh is something I associate with food, which is why I say that.
Oh, so. I've always heard it described as a fresh grave.
I just imagine it's just like some gravekeeper who has like a hump, and you're like asking him like, so which ones are the oldest? And he's like, these ones are the fresh ones. And licks his lips and keeps heading down this path.
All I'm thinking about now is just this grave digger or whatever with a hunch like, that sounds about right.
You might have a point there. I fucking hate you for ruining my character.
Let's see. God. I had wandered all around this particular cemetery several times and was familiar with the setup and the gravestones. In broad daylight, I took my EVP recorder and spirit box and stood by the newest graves. There were several, and they were all children. That's super creepy and super terrifying, and at the same time really sad. Yeah, because it's all children all together. From their headstones, it looked like some of them died of cancer and others from accidents. I proceeded to stand there for an hour trying to get something on my equipment. Suddenly, I had a feeling that I never experienced to such an extent before. It felt like I was being watched. But not just like someone mildly creepy looking at me. It felt like many
Those are some good ASMR noises right there.
Thanks. It felt like many mischievous little gremlins were eyeing me. Being a little skeptic and having been in the cemetery many times, I told myself I was being silly and to ignore the feeling. Just moments after those thoughts crossed my mind, I heard the soft sound of children's laughter and felt something tug at my pant leg. They're trying to pants you. You gotta get out of there.
Right? You don't want your dick popping out in a cemetery. That's bad luck. I think I've read that somewhere. That's one of the superstition episodes. Go ahead and listen through them. Check.
I whirled around and started yelling to see if anyone else was there, but it seemed I was still alone. When I looked back at the headstones, I got this heavy feeling of sadness mixed with peace. It was almost like the children were glad that I was there and reaching out to them. After that, I quickly left the cemetery and checked over all my recordings at home. Unfortunately, the audio that corresponded to my experience was just static and I wasn't using the spirit box at the time. This was the only experience that I ever felt at a cemetery, and even though I've been back since, I haven't experienced anything else.
I understand like that curiosity and wanting to go check on stuff, but you just gotta understand that sometimes dead's better.
That's fucked up.
I mean, not in this case because they were kids and that's really sad, but yeah, piercing the veil is a dangerous thing to attempt to do.
In the pet cemetery, he's talking about a kid too.
He starts talking about it, I think, initially with the cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then eventually spoiler alerts for this fucking Stephen King
Movie
book
from, like-
movie that's been remade. And then of course he takes his kid there after the horrible tragic accident. So,
All right. The next story in this email is titled "The Woman on the Balcony." After a full day of celebrating my 8th birthday at a local bowling alley with my parents and friends, I was tired and ready to go home.
is this 8th birthday you said?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
As my dad hopped in the car and my mom was buckling my seatbelt, I noticed a woman. She was standing on a small black wrought iron balcony that was jutting out from one of the windows of the building we had just left. What was peculiar was that the window itself was bricked up, and all that was left of it was a vague outline. I couldn't and still can't figure out how she got there. It was several stories up, so she didn't climb from outside. Not only that, she was wearing what I now recognize as an early 1700s period style dress. I could easily make out the dark green color of it and her matching heeled shoes. As I watched, she kept glancing behind and all around her, looking absolutely frantic. It seemed like the behavior of someone who was being chased, and it was clear from her panicked eyes she was considering jumping. I, of course, didn't know what to make of this and turned to my mom, who was now in the front car seat, to ask if she saw the woman. Neither my mom nor my dad saw anything or anyone. When I turned back, the mysterious woman was gone. I was utterly shocked because there wasn't anywhere for her to go but down. I quickly looked to the ground, fully expecting to see this woman there, but she had truly disappeared. It was one of the oddest things I have ever experienced. My mom still remembers this event some 20 years later. She's very into research, especially for spooky things, so we looked up some information about the building. It was built in the 1700s and has been used for multiple purposes since then. Unfortunately, we couldn't find out much more detail than that. I plan to contact our local historical society soon to find out more. I wonder if you did and if something came up.
Yeah, I'm curious here.
Oh man, so many. Okay, 2 more stories on here.
Oh my god.
This next story is called "She's Always Watching."
That's creepy as fuck. Unless it's like sweet. We'll find out. Stay tuned.
On the next episode. Okay. My next story is about my bubba. Bubba? Yiddish for grandma.
Booby? No, bubba. I don't know. Hang on. Let me look it over. Yeah, I think it's booby, isn't it?
Maybe.
B-U-B-B-E?
That sounds accurate.
I'm trying to think of Mrs. Doubtfire when he's dressed up like and he's super old. It's like, I feel like booby. This isn't working. I'm pretty sure that's what he says.
Okay.
And then they go younger.
Okay, so my next story is about my booby. I hope that's correct. She died 2 years ago, right after I started a new job as the assistant manager of a large shoe store. Our condolences for the loss of your grandma.
Yeah, that's very sad.
The week of her funeral, just after she had been buried,
Did you get messed up when you pronounced buried that really weird way that you always do?
No, because
your mouth rejected as it falls out?
I said it, and then all I could hear was like, she says it fucking weird.
I think it every time you say it.
I was kneeling down, carefully merchandising the shoes by style and color. I had my head in one of the large display cabinets and thought I saw a woman out of the corner of my eye. This didn't qualify as particularly odd in and of itself because there were benches placed all over the store for customers. But as I continued with my work and focused some of my attention on her, I noticed that she was older and had the same haircut as my bubby. Fuck. I keep messing up. This woman was wearing the same flower sweater and striped pants that were her absolute favorites. When I finally turned my head to look at her, it was without a doubt, I'm going to say my grandma, because I don't want to mess up that word again. She was sitting on a bench and smiling as she watched me. I blinked several times, thinking that what I was seeing couldn't possibly be true. After a moment or two of doing that and wondering what was going on, she disappeared. She and my grandpa used to run a large retail store selling parochial school uniforms. My best guess would be that even though I wasn't particularly close to her, she was checking in on me. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that I was working retail like she used to, or perhaps she visited me because she died before I could really explain my new job to her. In the end, it's just another thing I can't explain. I think that's cute because you never really, you got this new job and you never really told her like what you do, so she's like, I'm gonna go check out that store.
Yeah,
and see what she does.
I'm gonna go visit them at their work.
It's pretty cute. I like it thinking of it that way. You know, it's pretty. It's adorable.
I was gonna say, are you gonna say cute again?
No, I had to change up the word.
Nailed it.
This next and final story of this email is titled The Play. Back in middle school, the popular kids were the theater kids. A bit odd, I know.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's typically not the case.
But that's just the way it was where I went. So wanting desperately to be popular, my best friend and I tried out for the school play. I wasn't very good, and my friend was only marginally better. However, this was the type of show where everyone who auditions gets a part. Do you, like, get the part of the tree? Or, like...
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
You get to be a piece of scenery in the background.
Or maybe if you audition, you're like, okay, well, you can be a stagehand, you know? Maybe...
The last play I was in was Wizard of Oz in 3rd grade, and I was a munchkin.
Do you have lines?
We just had songs. But I fucking crushed those dances and those songs. Man, they picked 3 high school seniors to be the Lollipop Guild, the 3 that come out and they speak, and they just walked out on their knees, and I was like, fuck that. They should have picked the 3rd graders. We trained way harder than they did. We had to learn dances.
After trying out, we went our separate ways, and I assumed that would be pretty much the end of it until tomorrow, when they posted the cast list. The last thing I was expecting was to have a dream on this topic. I remember it extremely clearly. I was walking through my middle school hallway, approaching the cast list. I knew exactly what it was because it was taped. Sorry, my nose is itchy.
All that booger sugar she does before the show to get jacked up.
Is that what they call it, booger sugar?
I mean, that's just another name for it. Also, Robin's demeanor clearly shows she doesn't do cocaine.
Because it was taped to the same brick wall where all important theater notices went. When I finally made it to the list, I found that I could only read 2 names and that the rest were blurry. I saw my friend's name first and at the top of the list, meaning that she got a supporting role. My own name was far below hers, indicating that I was most likely an extra. I nodded to myself in the dream and then woke up. Imagine having that dream where you're like, yeah,
yep.
I accept this. The next day at school, I told my friend about my dream. I described it in full detail, making sure to tell her which part she had been assigned. She thought everything I was saying was complete nonsense, even when we walked to the cast list together. As soon as I saw it, fuck.
It's a weird reaction to have. I was just like, fuck.
I immediately began to insist that I had seen that exact list last night in my dream and that everything I told her was right there in front of her. We both got the parts that I saw in my dream. This still didn't convince her, though. She was sure I saw the list earlier without her and was making a joke out of it. Even though I've never lied to my friend before or since, she still refuses to believe me.
The way you wrote that sentence, before or since, makes it sound like, yeah, you were lying to her then.
Oh my God.
Saying, it's a little weird.
Thank you for the time you took to read this email, and thank you for the awesome podcast, Ariel. It's pronounced Ariel and not the mermaid.
Right on.
I think dreams that are like premonitions or like
prophetic.
or yes, I think those happen. I think people legitimately have those. It's like that deja vu thing.
Yeah,
you know?
There's so many people out there that have been like, I've had dreams, and later on in the day, it was something super small or innocuous, and that exact thing happened later, and I realized that I dreamt it a few nights before, or even a week before. And it's like, there are so many emails and people that have talked to us that say that exact thing. Like, before we even started the show, so many people would even bring that up to us just in casual conversation when we'd just be talking about stuff like this. So I 100% believe you that that was some small detail from your dream that wound up just happening in real life. And it could just be a coincidence, or it could be something where it was like just a little bit prophetic. Regardless of which one you want to classify it, it doesn't change the fact that what you dreamed still wound up kind of happening. So it's pretty creepy and kind of exciting at the exact same time. So thank you for sending all those stories. Those were really, really good. We appreciate that. Solid way to start the show, I'd say.
You can't see my thumbs up.
Yep. I was like staring at her hand like no one can hear that. All right, let's move on and talk to our wonderful viewers watching us right now. They suffered through that intro and they're still here. At least most of them are. Shout out to the folks that did stuff when we were reading. So I don't know if I said this one. Ricemere has subscribed using their own money 15 minutes ago. I Am Beef Trainer donated 200 bits to us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. They also became the stream boss.
Ooh.
Fago Love has followed us 13 minutes ago. Thank you so much for that.
Tim
Burnsby 89 subscribed using Prime Gaming for the second month, and I Am Beef Trainer donated 100 bits and took a little bit of a chop. Added some health back onto their own total. So that's fun stuff. Thank you so much for the donations and the subscriptions and the follows. We sincerely appreciate that. Let's read what some of you folks are saying over there.
All right. So I'm going to go back up to the beginning there from when we first...
From whence we came?
Well, from whence we came. Yeah, because we actually got here like 7 minutes early. And we were just sitting here. And
I usually get here 7 minutes early and wait 10 minutes for Robin to show up, so... Desmond says, hi over there on YouTube, says, I'm excited to be here, but as always, I ended up pulling an all-nighter, so yeah, I'm heading to bed with Adam and Robin to lull me into a set of nightmares. That's funny. My name changed, but it is still Akbar.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for joining us momentarily, Akbar. Hopefully you're sleeping peacefully at this point.
Chibi Shortcake says, first stream, so excited to join. Welcome to your first stream, and hopefully we're not a disappointment.
Yeah, probably are.
Ricemere says, Memento Mori. That sounds so familiar. What is that?
Was it a hashtag? Were they putting in a team name?
Hold on, I gotta look it up now.
All I know is I finally jumped in there and it gave me a gun right away and I started capping some fools and then you all beat me to death. So thanks for that. Scrolling. Gonna let Robin handle the Twitch stuff because she actually has it today. Vivian's over there on YouTube, says, hi, I just built a dope ice castle in Minecraft. Right on.
Oh, it's like, remember that you have to die, an artistic or symbolic reminder of the inevitability of death. That's depressing.
Yep.
Thanks for that.
Vivian says, along with a pagoda-like house with a surrounding shrub maze, it lets out my inner architect and interior decorator. Any ideas for what I should build next? A prison.
What?
Actually, no. Build a hospital.
I love Prison Architect.
I'm playing a game called RimWorld, which is just like Prison Architect, and I just redesigned my prison and my hospital, mainly for two reasons. One, the hospital is designed so that people will survive when they go in there, because it's super clean and has high technology, and my prison's designed so if I capture enemies, I can recruit them because they're actually kind of like trapped in luxury. So it's a really fun game. I've doped like 60 hours into it so far. It's just,
you should see how many hours I have in Prison Architect.
I bet you it's a fuck ton.
Luna Bin redeemed a drink 18 minutes ago.
Cool.
So let's take a drink.
Let's just do that. Cheers.
I haven't tasted this sake yet, so I hope it's good. Ooh, tastes or smells like sake, so I don't know.
Did you burp? Okay. Crumbly K over there in YouTube says, make an in-game gingerbread house. That's interesting. Vivian says, my school did a 6th grade play every year and did Willy Wonka, and I got to be a candy kid, and a bunch of other people had to be Oompa Loompas, and they were all jealous because the candy kids got to eat candy. Wow. Yeah, I can see that.
I Am Beef Trainers used highlight my message and said, I love this pod. Adam and Robin are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I'll drink to that.
Also says, by the way, I'm chuckling over their bantering. I hope you guys liked this past episode that we did released today, because I thought it was really fun to record. It's obviously very different from what we usually do because it's our 3-year anniversary episode, and we kind of got to go over a whole bunch of different stuff and maybe let you guys kind of see more into who we are or how we are. And
I think for the most part we're pretty upfront people, but we decided we were gonna go pretty far behind the curtain on this one, just to be like, yeah, this is what our 2020 has been like outside of the topic episodes. Shout out to Dre, who just resubscribed with Prime Gaming for the 13th month. Said 13 months of Jeff's shmoney taking out of Bezos' pocket. Thank you for that.
Is that a thing? How you just said that?
Shmoney?
Yeah.
I mean, I just made that up.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you were saying it from like Simpsons or something, that you have like random context.
No.
Okay.
Eve over there on YouTube says, yeah, it's Spooky Tuesday. Hi, guys. Deep fried turkey is the business. That's hilarious. We had that for Thanksgiving.
Now every breath I take is
every
like
move you make.
Sake.
Sorry.
Chibi Shortcake says, it's so different to put faces to the voices that have been keeping me company. Hopefully they're not disappointing.
Sorry about this face. I usually have a beard. It went away. It's slowly
now
growing
it's just
back.
like chin.
It's so itchy, and you mean chins. Yeah, I was going to go back to what Robin was saying. I really did enjoy doing the episode in just a conversational, let's talk to each other about things format. Because it was fun. It was fun to just sort of recap. Like, 3 years is a long fucking time to do anything. let alone a podcast twice a week and never missing an episode. So yeah, it's been pretty intense for the last 3 years.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to actually reflect on the episodes that we've done, and kind of we've done so many, and just look at them and actually say like, I really like this one, you know, or whatnot. I thought that was cool. Chunkster says, love your glasses, Robin. I have a similar one. It's funny because it took me forever to choose these. When I went last Friday, I think I went this past Friday, and oh man, I tried on like 50 pairs of glasses, and I felt so bad because the person following me around, my salesperson, they're doing this thing, obviously, since, you know, pandemic times. I had to put all the glasses I tried on into this bin, like into this tray that I was carrying around, so that my tray was like stacked high full of a bunch of glasses, and they have to sanitize those after. So I felt so bad.
Robin basically has to touch anything that catches her interest. She's always been that way.
I am trying to step away from my usual glasses frames because I always pick square
I fucking
frames.
Love those frames, dude. They look so good.
But now I have Harry Potter glasses, and it's pretty fun. Alrighty.
Vivian over there in YouTube says Eunice Anus. I don't know what that means. Shannon says, good evening, spooky friends. Hee Memento Mori. Hope everyone is doing well and safe. Vivian says there aren't any hospital-like blocks in Minecraft, Adam. I don't play Minecraft. Just get creative. If someone can make a functional replica of a processor, I believe in you. You can make a hospital.
I'm Beef Trainer says, I know exactly what you mean to Chibi Shortcake about matching our faces. I used to just listen to I'm What's for Dinner's phone while he watched the stream, but then he showed me the podcast video, and I was like, really? Not what I expected, but they're awesome. Thank you so much.
That didn't sound nice.
Whenever anybody's like, wow, you guys don't look anything like I thought you would look, I'm like, what did you think we were going to look like?
Right. You probably pictured someone much prettier than this.
I know, and we're just like,
except her.
Chubby fucks.
She's good looking. I just got to get my beard back to hide this. Or I can lose weight. That also is an option.
I'm Beef Trainer says, we're planning to have some apple/huckleberry hard cider. That sounds so good.
It does.
It
is already so fucking hot in here.
Sorry, I'm just scrolling. ASB Bunny says I'm getting a new Omen baby today. Ooh.
Nice. That's super exciting.
They're getting 2 little ducklings.
Aw.
That's so cute. Sorry, scroll.
I'm out of YouTube chat. That's why I'm not filling in the void. So,
I'm sure says duck eggs are great for baking. By the way,
it's true.
I've never tried it.
At least I've heard that on Great
Imagine
British
trying
Bake Off
to bake with like an ostrich egg. How fun would that be? I mean, they're huge. They're gigantic.
Oh, the ostrich egg?
Yeah,
that would be insane.
Or like those. Have you ever seen people try to cook with the emu eggs?
Oh, the giant ones.
Emu eggs, I think, are smaller than ostrich eggs, but you require like a chisel and hammer to crack them open.
I think I've only ever seen it one time, so I can't remember what show it would have been on. This is funny. I'm stealing some Twitch chat now because I'm just so bored. IMB Trans says, just that I didn't imagine an Asian for Robin or Adam to be the brown butter he is. That's funny.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, brown butter. He's yeah.
Browned butter.
I'd put you on, I don't know, some desserts. I'd put you in a dessert.
Thanks.
Brown butter. That's what they use it for, right?
Dessert? I don't know.
I don't even know.
I figured you knew where you were going with the words coming out of your mouth. I didn't realize I was going to be responsible.
No one knows what's going to happen with
Unis
the words
Honest means 1 year in Latin. There was a YouTuber channel that 2 people started last year, and they deleted all the videos after 1 year. They made 1 video each day. Interesting.
That is a lot of videos, and I do not have the patience to edit that many videos.
I cannot imagine deleting them. I would be so upset.
One of the artists I like to follow, Bailey J, she does vlogs like 5 days out of the week or something like that. And she does live streams, and she does so much. And I'm always just like, how? How do you have the energy to sit there and edit every single day?
Editing just must sound so crazy to you.
Do you edit every single day?
I edit every single episode. Every single episode.
Yeah, but I'm saying she does it every single day.
I know, but she probably has her routine down, you know? There probably isn't someone who makes all her edits harder on her. Just press the button.
You're making the show awkward,
Just press the button.
All right. Scroll. Captain Fake Eye says, I was a theater kid and I was never popular. That's so sad. I Almost Nerd says, I hand-raised a Muscovy, technically not a duck, but made him a little duck diaper so he could run around the house. That'd be so cute. I've never owned anything other than a cockatiel. The little blue, like a budgie.
Parakeet?
Yeah, parakeet.
I'm like, I don't know. I had a parakeet, and you always tell me that's what you had,
yeah,
too.
I think I had it was the, like, because it's blue and green, right?
Yeah.
And I had a yellow one, too.
Vivian says, there are some Unis Annis clips, Unis Annis out of context clips, but otherwise the channel's gone completely. All that's left is the memories. Shannon says, I'm waiting for my Unis Annis merch, hoping it gets here before Christmas. Cool. I've never heard of this.
I've never heard it. I'm Almost Nerd says, I feel so guilty for not typing up my next set of stories. I need to carve out some time to do so.
Please do.
Please do. Girl Panic says, I can only imagine full-grown Adam doing these dances.
It would look pretty much similar to the other ones. It was just like you had 4 people in your group and you all held hands and you like danced in circles and then like made some formations and then spun around and then that was like it. You just had to nail your singing was the thing.
We had, I don't think we have donation goals on the screen anymore, but we used to have donation goals. And whenever we hit those donation goals, we would do something fucking stupid.
Yeah, we switched it out for the Stream Boss. Maybe we'll switch back to stream goals for 2021.
Yeah, but so there was one month where we reached our donation goals and we got Adam to do the freaking floss dance. Which is posted on Facebook, and I don't think it's on YouTube. I think it's just on Facebook.
Yeah.
But you guys can check out Adam trying to learn this dance.
I didn't try and learn. I learned. I fucking nailed
because
it.
we don't do any of those hip dances kids do these days.
I do them, just not around Robin, so I don't get fun.
And we have Adam shaving and waxing his legs. That was a video because we reached a donation goal at some point.
Yep.
I still need to dye my hair purple, which I will sometime soon.
She has a bunch of stuff waiting to do it.
I have stuff for dyeing it. I just have to get my hair lightened professionally because I don't trust myself. So we're going to do that too because ASB Bunny chose purple. We're going to go with purple.
We have to get through finals week first, so.
Yeah, it's finals week. I finished my second final today, so I have another one I have to do tonight, and then I have another one on Thursday, so it'll be fun. Let's see. I'm Beach Trainer says, happy anniversary to Adam and Robin. Thank you, everybody who wished us a happy 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm Mr. Dennis says, Memento Mori, it is Latin and is meant to inspire you into action. Oh, okay. Laura Ann says, totally love today's episode. Art Person says, oh crap, I need to catch up fast. I just hit the 1st-year anniversary. Oh shit, yeah, you got a lot to catch up on, man. Laura Ann says, oh man, Robin's actually wearing glasses. I am, and they're like see-through, so you can't really see it. It's kind of cool.
They look good.
La 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 la. Captain Fake Eye says, well, I just noticed Robin's shirt. It looks cute. It's available on our Teespring store, so if you folks want to grab them, type in ! merch, and it'll take you to our merch store because this shirt is up on our Teespring and is available for purchase.
Yep, it'll show you links to several different stores that we have. Go to the Teespring one. Shout out to Art Person who just subscribed with their Prime Gaming. We sincerely appreciate that. It really does help out.
ASB Bunny says, I've cooked with an emu egg. That is crazy. Oh
right?
My gosh. Oh, the Snark says ostrich balut. That would be so gross. I can't even imagine. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like a duck egg that still has like the duck inside.
That's gross.
Yeah, so imagine
Super
an
gross.
ostrich egg with that in there. No, I can't do it.
Good. I'm going to move on from that.
Let's see. ASB Bunny says, I'll leave you in the dark because I have a physio time. Good luck at your appointment. Have fun. Hopefully it helps. I'm Beef Trainer says brown butter is good for baking or searing steaks, so it's an awesome compliment.
The link that Glitch posted in the Twitch chat is actually not the link to the right shirt logo. However, if you just click Scaryish at the top, it'll take you to all of the different ones. That's actually the Scaryish, like the OG logo sweatshirt. So there's a bunch of stuff. I forgot how much stuff we have.
And we have quite a few.
There's leggings.
Yeah, there's leggings, there's tote bags, there's hoodies, there's
onesies.
I don't know if there's still a blanket on there. There might be. Onesies, tank tops. Man, there's a lot of stuff.
I think I found it. Here, let me try and paste it in there.
I'm Beatrice says, I have some pics of Duckling in said diaper that is so stinking cute. Mind you, my duckling's fully grown and is 1.5 years old, so no need for diaper anymore as he's out with the other ducks now. Ugh, I think animals are just so cute. I just love animals so much. I'm Western says, I so want to get a Scaryish hoodie, but Teespring doesn't have my size. That sucks.
That does suck.
All right. So is it your turn to read?
Yes, it is.
Why don't you go do that?
I would love to do that. Okay. Let me go ahead and mark this, and I'll give us a wonderful transition into the next story.
Oh, glitch redeem drink. So let's do that first.
Okay.
Man, my computer
Or not.
is just
I'll just drink by myself. Yeah, if you could shut that thing up, that would actually be super helpful, but I guess you don't have to.
Oh,
Her computer's making all these noises in the background. I had like 7 hours of meetings today, and as I'd be talking, it'd be like, boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo. I'm like, what the fuck, man? All right. Let her pour that, and then I'm getting into the next story. Cool.
go.
Okay, so I'm going to move on into our next story of the show, and this one's subject is story submission. Feel free to share. That is a pretty solid subject, because then we don't have to actually skim through the thing to see if we can share it. Starts out like this. Hello again, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
This is Chunkster91, in parentheses, Christina, from Twitch. I have another story to share. This one is not scary, but more of an interesting fact that happened to me. I hear a lot of submissions about sleep paralysis. However, I never had that experience, not that I remember. I do, however, speak during sleep, sometimes act on it as well.
That's funny. Well, funny and creepy at the same time.
It depends on what you say, I suppose. It goes on to say it hasn't happened recently, but more when I was a teenager. I'm 29 now. I'm usually not aware I do that, but my younger sister tells me otherwise. We used to share a room when we were younger, and while I went to sleep, she tells me I mumble or talk during sleep. Most of the time, it is unrecognizable or just gibberish. Robin and I say there's this thing called like sleep thoughts. Like as you're falling asleep, you're still kind of conscious, but your brain starts like spinning up a dream and it just hasn't shut your body down yet. And so if you try and ask someone a question when they're in that like just about to sleep mode, you might say something just weird. Like, I have marshmallows on my feet. What?
I've definitely had those sleep conversations with people where they're falling asleep and it's like the cake, just
weird stuff comes out of their mouth.
That doesn't make any sense.
All right, going on. It says, however, there was this one time when she was reading late at night and told me I would move, and then out of nowhere I shouted, "No, not my steak!" LOL, to be fair, I love eating meat. Interesting fact. There was
too.
Shut up. I do. I fucking love steak so much. And wieners. There was also another instance. That was your joke, right? You were saying that I like dicks.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I don't know why it took you so long to confirm that for everyone.
I just can't believe you were like reading the sentence in the story and you're like, I like dicks.
Another instance when I slept over at my cousin's and I almost hit her during sleep.
Wow.
Robin has hit me multiple times.
Yes, I have had kung fu dreams and have punched multiple people in the face.
She means before me.
Before I was dating Adam, yeah.
She fucking better mean before me. I'll be punching those people too. Of course, my cousin and sister were trying to mess with me, and I would mumble and act on my sleep/dream. Dreams can be funny sometimes, but also scary. I remember I once dreamt that my dad had died because I didn't have control of the car I was driving in my dream. I woke up crying and sad, and after a few minutes I realized it was just a dream and a very bad one at that. My dad is alive and healthy, by the way. But this definitely had me panicking. On a better note, to end this email, I only had one time where I lucid dreamed, and I dreamt I had wings and I could fly. The experience was so amazing and vivid, and I would love to lucid dream again. I hadn't been able to do so, but oh well, I enjoyed this one and only one time. Robin, I know you're into K-drama, and I am too. My all-time favorite is the Korean remake of the Chinese drama called Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Ryu, R-Y-E-O actually, so I don't know if it's Ryu or Ryu. Ryo, I don't know. Not sure if you have seen it. This came out in 2016.
I have not.
It is about a woman who drowned at present and was sent to the past.
Ooh.
The cinematography is fantastic and the soundtrack is so on point. Anyways, I love you guys. I love your guys' podcast, and I wouldn't be here if my friend had not recommended. Shout out to you, Claudia. Wink, wink.
Aw.
That's very nice. I will definitely share more stories if I can, and most likely someone else's story will trigger me like it did for this story.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you so much for sending that in. We sincerely appreciate
What's
that.
What's funny is I just started Oh My Venus again because I swear I've watched that at least 10 times. But it's one of my favorite shows, my favorite K-dramas that I just love to watch over and over and over. And last night I started watching it from episode 1, and Adam's just like, so what's going on right now? Because Adam's seen bits and pieces multiple times.
I've never seen the initial breakup at the beginning of the show, and I'm like, he breaks up with her in such a weird way.
Because he gives the ring. Okay, this is like a K-drama. Like,
it's just
break,
dumb.
You guys should, if you like K-drama, I definitely recommend Oh My Venus. Soji Sub is one of my favorite Korean actors, and he's in that. He's in like Terrorists Behind Me. He's in so many good ones. Anyway, thank you so much for sending that email. I know experiencing weird things like talking in your sleep or having those things where you wake up and you're actually kicking in the air and you can feel your leg like kicking when you wake up. I think those are really interesting, and it makes me very curious as to how our mind and body kind of works together to make that happen. But yeah,
it's like your brain just releases your body from its paralysis too early, which is the opposite of sleep paralysis, and you just start acting shit out that you should probably not be acting out. But it's always interesting to hear about it happening to folks. Sometimes it's really funny, and sometimes it can be a little bit dangerous, like when Robin punches me. So, all right, thank you so much one last time. And before we move on to our commercial break between our stories, I want to give a shout out to Art Person who subscribed using their Prime Gaming.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that. Not sure if I said it already. Pretty sure it was 8 minutes ago, so probably not. But yeah, that means a lot. It's pretty awesome. We have 2 more stories to go, and we're going to read some Twitch chat when we get back. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to run these ads on Twitch, so if you're on YouTube, you don't have to worry about it unless you're watching the pre-recorded stream, in which case you're going to get ads right now. Some of you aren't getting them.
Did Glitch redeem another drink, or am I just...
No.
Okay, it's just
still
that
the
same
one.
one. Okay.
Still the one that makes you smile. I'm still going to drink, though. Thirsty Tuesdays.
Is it Tuesday? Oh, shit. I mean, we're here. We're great. We're good.
Always Tuesdays. I'm going to check some fantasy football scores really fast because...
The Cowboys are playing right now, and there's a lot riding on this game because if I don't win this week, I'm fucked.
What's riding on this is whether or not Robin will go to the playoffs.
I've always made it into the playoffs. I almost double negatived again. But I always make it into the playoffs. And
knock on wood right now.
I don't...
Find some wood. Oh, Marquise Brown. Okay, so here's the deal. You're going to win your matchup, but you really need Lee to win his. He's ahead by 1, which means Ezekiel Elliott has to do well.
Hold on, let me call up Ezekiel Elliott real quick.
Amari Cooper cannot do well, and Justin Tucker cannot do well.
When I was down there, Amari Cooper was starting to not catch stuff, but run stuff, and I was like, stop it.
He has 3 points right now.
Oh, God.
Ezekiel Elliott has 7. He already has 75 yards, and they're still in the third quarter, so.
No one cares about football.
It's just so close, y'all.
And we're just like.
It's so close.
This is our commercial break. Hello.
I want to win.
Football.
I want to win the playoffs, but I also want Robin to do well. I like the fact that she's so good at fantasy football. It's fun, and it makes things interesting when we play each other. But yeah, fun stuff. I think everyone's back from the commercial at this point, so we can go ahead and read some stuff that's over there in our wonderful stream chat.
Girl Panic says, I've recently learned that I talk in my sleep when I'm really tired. My boyfriend said he couldn't remember what I said, though. Let's see.
Shannon on YouTube says, I have to head out early tonight. Thanks, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you so much
for joining us, Shannon.
Girl Panic says, he said I mentioned pizza, but that's all I can remember.
That's funny.
Captain Fake Eye says, I never get them if I cast onto Google Cast. Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
All right.
I wonder if I clicked it or not. Who did get ads?
Stuff. I caught an ad.
You got an ad? Okay, then I did click it. I was like, did I click this right? Vivian says, what is this sports ball? It's called football.
It's called football, yeah.
I love sports.
Adam loves football. The first time we ever hung out outside of work was to watch the Super Bowl. So
49ers versus Ravens.
Yeah.
Yep. Colin Kaepernick played in that game.
Yeah. That was what Colin Kaepernick used to be in the league.
Yep.
Is it my turn to read now?
It is. You're just going to skip over all of this shit?
They're just talking about merch. I don't know. I read,
I just see Chibi Shortcake says, my boyfriend has shoved me away from him while he was sleeping. I felt so betrayed.
That just popped up this very second.
I mean, it's on my thing. It says 19, 14, 33. So 26 seconds ago, Robin. You're so negligent. Ow. Don't hit me.
He deserves it.
Someone call someone. All right. Your first date wasn't the 69ers? Well, no, I think that was like the fourth date.
The snark too earlier was like, me too, Adam. Hashtag I love dick.
Well played. All right. I'll mark it and you can get into your next story since you are so eager.
I want to learn how to make eggnog. Sorry. I'm Western Air says the cider is so refreshing. I really want to learn how to make eggnog. I don't know how. It's like drinking custard, you know?
I don't like eggnog.
I love eggnog.
I think it's gross.
The eggnog in our fridge expired and I didn't finish it and I feel so bad. But, I love eggnog. Okay. Cool.
So it went where it goes, in the trash.
Fuck you. Can I read?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to get into my next email of the episode. It goes, hello, Adam, Robin, and Spooky Mom.
Hello.
Hello.
And somewhere my mom goes, hello.
That's not her voice.
That's exactly how she sounds.
She's more like, hello.
They've heard her, so I can't lie too much because she's been a special guest in an episode.
Oh, yeah. My name is Rachel. My boyfriend Reese and I live in Florida, but Reese grew up in New Mexico. This is his story about his family in New Mexico. It's kind of a long story, so strap on, Robin.
Wow.
I'm already strapped on.
It's more uncomfortable every time.
So here it goes. Reese grew up in the Albuquerque area, and most of his family lived in New Mexico as well. This included his uncle Raj. Being a tight-knit family, Reese's parents visited Raj's house frequently. Throughout the years, strange things happened that led everyone to believe that this house was haunted. At one point, they were digging to build shops or barns and found bone fragments just scattered and buried throughout the property. These bones ended up dating back hundreds of years. Included in these bone fragments, they found a baby's skull.
That's pretty fucked up.
That's really scary. But if it dates back hundreds of years, then it could be just a settlement that used to live there.
Right. It could be a graveyard for that settlement.
Yeah.
When we moved into the house I grew up in...
Burial ground.
Wow. When we moved into the house I grew up in, there was a bunch of animal bones, and I was just thinking, like, I wonder what would have triggered us to get them dated, you know? And since we saw them, we're like, oh yeah, it's a little bit weird that there's so many here. But we never thought, like, oh, we should get them dated. So then when you said that there was a child's skull in there, I could see, like, getting to, like, a human skull and being like, okay, we need to get this shit checked out because this is creepy.
Reese's cousins have told him that they have seen their dogs acting strange sometimes, like staring off as if it were looking at somebody, but no one was there, or barking at nothing. They've also seen people standing out in the barns that did not belong there, wearing clothes that did not match that time period. And other weird things like the chains on the ceiling fans would just swing around without the fan even being on. That's creepy.
That one is super creepy. I mean, the ghost people are also creepy, but the chains on the fans is just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Showers being turned on without anyone in the bathroom. We've had a number of people be like, well, that's a plumbing thing. It can just do that. So I'm not going to say that that's definitively haunted.
Yeah, but typically if it just turns on its own, it's because some type of valve has broken, which means it won't turn back off. So things being turned on and off is different than things just being turned on and not being able to turn off. It's very different. So
Uncle Raj, walking past a room thinking his daughter Miranda, who was fairly young at the time, was on the floor playing, but when he walked in and turned the lights on, she wasn't there. That's creepy.
Yeah.
So hearing all these things growing up, Reese was always sketched out about this house. Uncle Raj knew Reese was scared of his house, and he would play pranks on Reese and his cousins. I would do if that were me.
That's fucking hilarious.
Austin and Miranda and Reese's older sister Diamond, just to spook them. Things like using an extra TV remote and turning the TV on and off in the middle of the night while they were all out sleeping in the living room. Oh, dude, I would totally set it, too, to where it will just be that static channel, and it's just loud static in the middle of the night, just turning on and off. Oh, fuck.
Quick side note, I remember one time my parents had a computer in their bedroom, and I had one computer in my bedroom, and it was right when wireless keyboards came out. And we bought two, one for me and one for them. And I was sitting there like playing video games on my TV and my computer kicked on. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I must have like moved like really violently and it shook the thing or whatever. Because, you know, sometimes your computer just comes off a screensaver or whatever. And then my mouse started moving. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? It's because those keyboards, since they were new and we got cheap ones, were both on the same frequency or RF signal or whatever.
God.
So my mom in her room, like moving it around, was making the reticle on my screen move around and select stuff, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? So I wound up having to unplug mine so that it wouldn't have like the signal receiving it.
Oh my god,
that scared the shit out of me. I was young too. I think I was like 16, maybe younger.
So he would also mess with the piano, then hide when they looked to see who was playing it. One night, when they were staying over after visiting for the day, Reese was about 9 or 10 at the time, and they were all sleeping out in the living room. Some of them were on the couch and some on the floor, Reese being one of the kids on the floor. The TV was being turned on and off, and the piano started to play, but when Reese sat up and looked, there was no one at the piano messing with it. He was pretty spooked. Once the TV stopped flipping on and off, he left it on so there would be some kind of light in the room. His older sister Diamond wasn't scared at all and got up to walk toward the kitchen, having to pass the laundry room as she did so. Reese remembers being able to just see her silhouette as the TV was the only source of light. While he's watching her walk away, he sees a hand reach out of the laundry room and grab her leg.
What the fuck?
The hand yanked her down and Diamond started screaming as she hit the ground. The hand started to pull her into the laundry room. That's when Reese started screaming and crying, "Bye, Diamond, I love you."
That's so funny.
That's fucked up. Having already accepted that his sister was being dragged away by a ghost and she was gone forever. As it turns out, Diamond was in on the prank and was playing along with Uncle Raj to scare Reese. She never let him live it down that he didn't even try to save her.
That's what you get.
And Reese is still kind of traumatized by it, considering he really thought she was going to be murdered by a ghost. But that's all. I love y'all's podcast and frequently interrupt Reese playing video games to make him listen to clips that just crack me up. Thank you guys for being so very awesome, and stay safe out there. Also, I have attached pictures of some of our Omen babies, Sadie, Lucy, and others. Sending love from Florida, Rachel and Reese. Thank you so much for that. I think that is absolutely hilarious. I would totally play horrible pranks like that on our kids. I think that would be so freaking funny.
It is just so funny that, like, you didn't realize that this was a prank, and you're like, "Bye forever. I
love you. Bye."
That's so fucking funny.
Oh my god. I don't know. I would be pissed if that were me and I was just like, "You didn't even try to save me, bitch."
Right,
like,
that's what you get. You are in on the prank. You get dragged to hell. You're welcome.
You're going to hell.
That is so good. If you have any other stories, we definitely want to hear them, but thank you so much for sending that in. All right, let's check stream chat. I don't have anything from YouTube.
Wow.
It's really cool. Actually, that's not true. I have some stuff from Vivian. Let me go ahead and scroll up to the top. Yep, here we go. So I have two things. Vivian says, "Do y'all ever do that thing where you're super bored and can't sleep, so to fill the empty time, you create an entire universe with characters and dialogue and backstories?" No, I do not. Well, I did that once and kind of got lost in it, and when I snap back into my actual reality, I check the time, and I've been living in a fake scenario for like 3 hours. Hopefully it was restful. You got some rest out of it.
I like playing games like Sims and like Prison Architect, because you have these characters that you create and you give them lives and they have names and you make their little sim families. And
I mean, right, that's what's happened to me right now in RimWorld. I have all these people that are in my town, and like some of them, if they die, I'm like, damn, man, like I need to replace them. But some of them, I'm like, I can't lose JT. I've had JT since the beginning. Like, he's like 69. He has a bad back. I just researched some synthetic adaptments so I can give him fucking robot legs so he can move faster. And I'm just like, when he dies from old age, I'm gonna be really sad. So no, I don't typically do that if I can't sleep or I'm restless. Typically what I'll do is I have two things that I do when I can't sleep or I'm like too tired to sleep. One is I'll start to plan out either my next day, like all the things I'm going to do in order. Like as I'm making the plan, I get sleepier and sleepier and I try and go further out. Or I plan like, here's what I would do if I won like $100 million in the lottery. And I think about like all the practical things I do, the bills I took care of, like the money markets that I'd set up, then all the people I would help out and all the houses I would buy for family. And I started thinking about like what those interactions would be like. And by the time I start getting to the stuff where it's like imagining giving like, you know, your parents a new house or a new car, by then I'm like so tired I can't stay awake. So I usually just get through like the banking shit of it and then I'm like, and I'm out like a light. I used to go through the freeway and think about like, okay, name all the exits in a row from one direction all the way and then do it all the way back. What do you do?
I watch Korean dramas and television and play mobile games until I'm real tired, and then I turn off the TV and lay down and fall asleep.
She doesn't do that if she can't sleep. She just does that. And our TV is older and it kicks out so much heat. So by the time it's like 4:30 in the morning, our room is like 85 fucking degrees and I can't sleep. And I wake up and I'm like, you have a final in 4 hours. Why the fuck are you still awake? And she's like, she doesn't say anything because she's over there crying because her K-drama got so intense.
That's when I was watching King Eternal Monarch. I'm laying there in bed just watching this show and tears are streaming down my face like It's so good. Okay. Anyway, I have this weird obsession with those. Captain Fake Eye says, my husband actively scoots away from me in bed all night, so we wake up in the morning both on his side of his bed because I'm trying to cuddle him and he's escaping me. That happens to Adam.
No, it doesn't.
He tries to get to the edge away from me because my knees are in him or something.
No.
And then,
See, notice what she said. I try and get to the edge because her knees are in me. She takes up the whole fucking bed.
So I'm trying to cuddle even more, and he
imagine
just
sleeping
more.
like a starfish, like what you'd have. Like, just imagine being a starfish, which is where you just basically turn your body into an X, and then lay on a bed and think, how much of an asshole would I be if I shared this bed right now? And the answer is, you'd be Robin level. You'd be a Robin level asshole, because I wake up and there's no space on that goddamn bed for me, and sometimes I'm literally falling off the bed, and if I'm like, babe, can you scooch a bit? She fucking throws this like mid-sleep hissy fit of like, and she like flips over and makes sure her back is to me, and then gives me way too much space. I'm like, I love you, and she doesn't say anything, and like just put my hand on her back. I'm like, just go to sleep, just enjoy the space. Like, this is worth it. She's angry, but it's worth it. She won't remember it in the morning. It's a different scenario, Captain Fake Eye. I don't run from her. I just look for some space next to her.
Let's see. Lebarim says, one time my boyfriend quickly sat up in the middle of the night and said, I'm trying to get the discounts, and then laid back to bed fast asleep.
That's a good thing to dream about.
I'm all about getting them discounts. I'm What's Her Name says, hashtag Team Eggnog. Heck yeah. Girl Panic says, my boyfriend once turned over and his arm landed on my face and he didn't move it. It scared the shit out of me. I had a boyfriend who I fist, right? Was laying like this. Fist went back.
She used to fist him?
And just punched him straight in the face. Like, my arm swung back, punched him in the face. He woke up and was like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And it turned into this thing like, oh my God, are we breaking up right now? It was awful.
I mean, it's really hard to go without sleep and to also be struck all the time.
But
just saying,
if you break up over your significant other, like
striking you,
no, well, it's just like once in a blue moon, just like having
this is just how fucking battered spouses hear things. I'm
just like, if you had broken up with me the first time I punched you in the face in my sleep, that would have been
I'd sleep
crazy.
A lot better. That's for fucking sure.
Fuck you.
I saw something come through here. Someone said, "LOL, Robin and Adam need a king." We had a king. Now we have a smaller room.
We had
a
California king.
It won't fit. California kings are less wide but longer. And
oh man, the dogs had their own space.
Yep.
Both the dogs could fit on the bed. It was great.
She still stole most of the bed, but I'd have enough where I could sleep comfortably. We sleep on a queen now, and it's just a fucking
it is
nightmare.
not. It does not work. This is why people have separate rooms.
I have a king in storage, just waiting for a room that's bigger.
But it's just like, this is why some people just have, you have your bed, I have my bed. That's just, we can't do
We're
this.
this fucking close, I swear to God.
Let's see. Da, 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 da.
La 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 la. I see. I'm What's Her Name says, no, I forgot to have a dirty joke of the week. I guess that means I have to do my old thing. Adam, pants or no pants? I have shorts on.
The Snark says, I don't think the static channel exists anymore. Really? Even if you go to TV,
you can probably go to YouTube and go to a video of old TV static.
That sucks. What's Her Name says, my side of the bed is against the wall because it wasn't. If it wasn't, you would push me out of bed in your sleep. That's funny.
So since you didn't have a dirty joke of the week, I'll give you the dirty joke of the week. And this is one of my favorite wholesome dirty jokes. Robin, what's the difference between a light bulb and a pregnant woman? You can unscrew a light bulb.
Oh my God, that's fucked up.
It's such a good joke.
No, it's not.
It's from the movie My Blue Heaven. If you've seen that, then your life is infinitely better.
Is My Blue Heaven the one
movie.
with Steve Martin? Steve Martin, that's what
and Rick Moranis. And Joan Cusack. I'm pretty sure that's her.
I cannot believe how much Joan Cusack and John Cusack look alike.
And Daniel Stern, he's the ex-husband. So that's just such a good fucking movie.
You know, it's a good movie. Grosse Point Blank.
Grosse Point Blank is one of my favorite movies of all time. And that's John Cusack and Joan Cusack and Minnie Driver.
Captain Fake Eye says, my husband's also gigantic, so it feels like he's slowly crushing you. Oh no, that's the cat. Oh God, okay. The cat usually lays on our legs, but sometimes he wants to be extra cuddly and comes onto your chest. He's so gigantic, so it feels like he's slowly crushing you.
I'm glad that was the cat, because if that was the husband, that last part of that sentence would be really, really an overshare.
I mean, sometimes when...
Don't, no.
Okay.
Vivian says, sometimes in thinking about interactions I'd have that would absolutely never happen, like what I'd do if there was a pirate that had kidnapped my friends. Once I pretended that I was a paranormal being that just met Sam and Dean from Supernatural, But like if that were real, I understand that like how certain scenes would play out with certain characters.
I sometimes have daydreams where I'm the main character of a Korean drama.
Really?
Yeah.
So dumb.
Why? I want to be in that romantic situation.
You are in that romantic situation. You have any idea how hard it is to fucking
love
you?
Are you a king or a prince or a rich CEO?
Maybe I just haven't told you yet because you haven't acted cool enough for me to let you in on my secret riches.
Ugh. Get out of here. I'd love some secret riches.
She wants to be in these dramas so she could date someone that's super rich. That's what she wants.
I want to date someone super hot like Lee Min-ho. JK.
Just don't touch me at this point. Just get away from me.
All right. Chibi Short Shake says, same Robin, I watch things that I've watched like 16 times before. I
drink to dull the pain.
I Mustard Dinner says, oh, you already read that. I'm so slow now. Lebrum says, I have a California King, but it's never enough room because I don't like to give my boyfriend personal space. No one likes to give their significant other personal space. Captain Fake Guy says, do. OMG, I would not share that much info about my husband. I would.
Vivian says, I play soccer in my sleep. That's fucked up. Along with a bit of ballet. Y'all want a fantastic and hilarious movie? Try Swiss Army Man. I've heard that's good. I've heard it's really weird. And yeah, you all have a podcast, but no secret money for you, LOL. No secret money, no regular money.
I wish we had some secret money, some offshore Chinese bank account.
Some relative I never knew who dies and just leaves me a ton of money, but I have to stay in a haunted house for a night and there's 13 ghosts in there. I'd still be rich by the end of that.
Let's see. I think it's your turn to read.
Cool. All right, let me mark it and get into this last story.
Lasty.
All right, so I'm going to move into our final story of the show, and this one's subject is Storytime, Theater Edition, share on the podcast. And it goes like this. Hi, Adam and Robin, and Spooky Mom, and a shout out to all the spooky friends listening in.
Hello.
Hello. And then everyone else yells, hello. I'm Paige, and I decided to share a story with you that you can share on the podcast, but before that, some ramblings. Give me one sec. It's just really bad heartburn with a burp right behind it, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't vomit on the show.
Have you ever projectile vomited on accident in the middle of talking?
No. I have projectile vomited. I went to my teacher one time. We're getting ready to go home. This is 3rd grade. And I was like, I really don't feel good. I think I need to sit at the front of the bus, because if you sat at the front of the bus, it's less bouncy, and you can sit there with a garbage can. And she's like, okay.
You can't sit with a garbage can at the back of the bus either?
Like, they don't want you near people. You might throw up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So she was like, okay. So she held me off to the side, and she was going to walk me to the bus first. And everyone got in line, and there was this one fucking kid, the smelly kid, who would not shut up and get in line and put his fucking winter coat on because he was an asshole. And I'm standing there like, could you just fucking get ready? Because I'm totally going to throw up. And like, I must have turned green because everyone just stopped and it got eerily quiet. And this is what happened. Like, everyone turned, just like looked at me because I was standing next to the teacher, and I was just like, oh no. And in that moment, I was like, and it all just came out.
Oh,
and it was like 30 fucking 3rd graders go, eee, like all at the same time.
Oh, no.
I was like, holy shit. It was so gross. My teacher was just like, it's okay. And she grabbed a tissue and she cleaned me up and she put me on the bus and they put me in the front, the seat of shame.
At least it wasn't
holding the garbage
on the
can.
bus.
It was so bad.
At least it wasn't on the bus. It
and
could have been worse.
By the time I got home, I was so embarrassed, and I was like, I'm not going to school tomorrow because I cannot see anyone that looked at me that made eye contact with me. It was so awful, dude.
Oh, God. Was it just all over the sidewalk?
No, it was like there was our classroom, like where you'd put your like stuff into your cubby and hang your coat, was like tiles, and then like when you got to your desk, it was carpet. So luckily, it was all over the tiles.
Oh,
so whatever
my
unfortunate
God.
janitor had to deal with that didn't have to bust out the carpet cleaner. Holy shit, I can't believe I just remembered that. That was horrible, man. 3rd grade was a rough time for me.
Oh,
all right, let me get back to the story. I might have to include that horrible, embarrassing shame of mine in the actual episode. All right, some ramblings. Firstly, I've been listening to the pod for about 2 years, and it makes me so happy anytime a new episode comes out. I listen on Spotify, shout out to Spotify, which they wrote in, and try to listen to every episode as soon as it comes out. I love your jokes and even joined the Discord, Paige is here 88, where I love all the interaction with the spooky friends. Secondly, I had jaw surgery back in August, in parentheses, all better now, don't worry. And while I was recovering, I binged all the Storytime episodes again.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome. So This is a really good example in a Storytime episode about how if you send in your stories, they really do help other people because they get to listen to them. So send them in. Listening to all of them made me decide it was time to send in some spooky stuff that has happened in my school's theater. So strap on, Robin.
Everyone wants me to strap on. I'm down.
And then it says, okay, love you, Robin, winky face. And on to the story. Well, the background for the stories first. We must have talked about theater like 6 weeks ago because we have two theater episodes.
Talking about theater.
So if you know any drama kids, parentheses drama as in theater, I know a lot of drama kids and, drama kids. We're usually pretty superstitious. I personally have threatened to punch multiple 14-year-olds when they have joked about saying the M word on stage, in parentheses, the name of a certain Scottish play that you do not say on stage unless you want the production to go to heck. It's Macbeth, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. And would have followed through. This is technically not a stage, it's a desk, so I hope things don't go wrong. I'm going to look over right now at our internet. Okay, it's holding out, so we're okay. And would have followed through, but luckily my friends have more impulse control than I do. Nearly any theater has a, quote, ghost of some sort or some urban legend around it, or at least all the theaters have had that I've been to.
A Phantom of the Opera?
Pretty much, yeah. Maybe I'm way too into spooky stuff. Who knows? Anyway, the high school I go to opened up in 2019, so you'd think a brand new school wouldn't be haunted, right? Well, unfortunately for us, there have been some strange happenstances that I'll get onto. As for where the school is, it was built pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so not on any Native American burial grounds or anything. For a while, the auditorium was still being worked on. In parentheses, read, we had... What does it say, read?
Red?
Red? This still doesn't make any sense, though.
What's the sentence?
It says red colon. I'm just going to leave that word out.
Oh, it's like you read that sentence, but what it's really saying is, it was pretty bad.
Just going to go ahead and redo that.
Okay.
Was still being worked on. Parentheses, we had our first show in November and didn't have any working speakers until 2 days before opening night. It was pretty bad. I'm pretty sure there were rumors about construction men falling in the walls and dying. Of course, there always are. But those are not true. At least I'm 97% sure they aren't true. It's weird that you picked that percentage. I'm wondering what 3% you got from. So nothing spooky about the school or area, and yet I've seen and heard some weird things. So on to these spooky happenings. The first thing is something that happens all the time. Ever since the school opened, and this still happens daily, the door to the drama room has a tendency of locking itself constantly. No matter how carefully you open/close the door, it managed to lock itself quietly and quite frequently. It's gotten to the point where the drama teacher has been locked out and had to bang on the door and have her students let her in. It's more of an annoyance than anything, but no one can figure out what's wrong with the door. I would say replace the lock. If it still happens, then it's a ghost. If it's not something that's been replaced, then it's probably just a fucked up lock. All right. Spoopiness number 2. Last year before COVID hit, me and my friend would frequently go into the auditorium during lunch. We'd sit in the dark and sing together, which sounds creepy, but for 2 people with severe mental issues, sitting in the dark and singing was super therapeutic for us. She's legit one of my greatest friends, and we still enjoy singing together.
That's cute.
However, one day around February, I was alone and feeling impulsive in the auditorium, so I decided to climb into the catwalk backstage.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
It sounds like there needs to be more supervision around this catwalk. For those of you who don't know, backstage in the auditorium... Oh, sorry. Fuck. Yeah. Sorry, I just did Robin noises there.
You're not going to do the Ace Ventura? Where you just like go backwards and rewind yourself?
I was imitating you, not Ace Ventura. For those of you who don't know, backstage there's usually a huge wall of pulleys, ropes, and levers that raise and lower screens, props, lights, etc. There's a very high catwalk parallel to this in case something happens with the ropes. I'm not on stage crew, so that's the most I know. Anyway, this catwalk is pretty much forbidden, but I was alone and like, screw the rules, I want to go up there. So I start climbing the ladder, and about halfway up there's a little platform, so I stand there for a second and get my bearings. I'm kind of scared of heights, and by this point I was about 15 to 20 feet high in the air.
That's really high.
Says maybe I'm kind of bad at estimating height.
Like a catwalk is like a story up, right?
I mean, it just depends. Like there's the catwalk that you walk down and do your little turn on the catwalk. Yeah.
Oh, see, when I think of catwalk, that's not what they're talking about. It's
I'm just quoting that fucking song about being too sexy for your shirt.
Oh, no.
You're thinking about the actual catwalk.
The actual catwalk.
Yeah, I think 15 to 20 feet sounds about right.
Yeah.
While it made my knees a little weak looking down, my brain was like, you've come this far, and if you don't go to the top, you never will. So I was like, yeah, brain, you're right. Let's go. So I climb another 15 to 20 feet to the tippy top of the ladder and arrive at the catwalk. The first thing I noticed was the dust. Partly blaming construction, partly blaming the very dusty area I live in parentheses, Utah is a desert after all. And partly blaming the few months no one has been up there. In fact, to my knowledge, I was the first person up there besides construction workers who hadn't been there since October/November. So after getting my bearings, I sang to the other side of the theater for a while. Insert whatever song was stuck in your head, because I don't remember what song I sang.
Apparently it's I'm Too Sexy for Your Shirt.
Apparently it is. And I decided...
Imagine yelling that or singing that across the
Imagine hearing someone sing that from the catwalk. Like you're eating your lunch, or you're like walking down the hallway, you're like, what the fuck is going on in there?
Oh my God.
All right, I decided to walk to the end of the catwalk and back just so I could say I did it. It was still pitch black. This is just a really bad fucking idea.
Yeah.
It was so basically this is the ghost writing us, letting us know how they died is what I'm reading here.
It's just how can you let kids, the school had to have way more security, yeah, because they're just letting kids walk up on this thing. Oh my God, imagine getting sued.
We had an armed guard guarding our catwalk that entire time, and it was a cat. It was a tabaxi from D&D 5e, so it's a humanoid cat person holding an assault rifle that would not let us go up the catwalk. True story. It was still pitch black.
I hate that you add true story.
With the only light coming from the exit lights far below. So I pulled out my phone flashlight and took my time to walk to the end. I walked in the middle of the walk with one arm gripping the side rail pretty tight, because again, kind of scared of heights, and holding my phone flashlight in the other hand. I get to the end, hang out for a minute, and walk back. But before I got back on the ladder, I turned and saw my footprints in the dust. I think, wow, that's pretty cool. If anyone came up here, they'd know someone else is up here. But then I see something a little more concerning. Another set of footprints in the dust right next to mine, all the way from beginning to end. I was more than a little spooked and climbed down that ladder as fast as I dared. I didn't really go into the auditorium alone after that.
Because it's like...
Where did that second set of footprints come from?
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Does that mean there was no backtracks, footsteps? It just walked up to that point?
Who knows?
That's creepy.
That is creepy. It continues. Last and most spooky in my professional opinion is the dressing room dame, as I so affectionately call her. The dressing rooms backstage are only used by the drama kids and only during our shows. Pause. I just got to share the story. So back in high school... We had this thing called, I went to Boone Grove High School. That's where I went to, okay? We had this thing, I think it was the second year we had ever done it. It might have been the first year, in fact. We called it Mr. Boone Grove High School, and it was a male beauty pageant.
Okay. Were you
with all the seniors. And they came to me, and I was like, I don't want to be in the fucking beauty pageant. No one else will have a shot to win if I'm in it. They were all like, you're totally right. That's why we want you to host it. So I was like, all right, I can host it. Because I used to do the announcements. I used to be on like the fucking TVs and all this. So that was like a recognizable face, and that made the most sense. Because I would have blown everyone out of the water. So this is just me being a douche. I seriously didn't want to be in it because I didn't want to like feel the sting of rejection, because I knew I probably wouldn't win. So I hosted the fucking thing. And it was the first time I'd been in the theater in our school. And I went in the back. And we had like 3 categories we were going to do, And so we had beachwear as one of them.
Oh, okay.
And then we had formal wear. And then we had interviews. And so I went in the back, and I knew, and I'm not throwing anyone under the bus here. This is 20 fucking years ago, okay? But I knew everyone was getting super fucking drunk. Like, before this thing started, all the dude contestants were back there in the dressing room drinking, and I got back there, and it was supposed to be formal wear. And these fuckers were all in their beachwear. And half of them were showing their balls to each other, and they were so fucking drunk. Because some of them were wearing like 2-pieces and like pulling their 2-pieces up so their nuts just be like, Mwah.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, are you guys fucking kidding me right now?
This is what high school kids
I like go back to them like, you're supposed to be in fucking formal wear. And there's like 150 people out there, like in the audience. I have to go out there and let them know, like, So we're going to have like just a little bit of an interview session between me and my co-host because the guys got mixed up and they got into their beachwear first, which was really like, sober the fuck up and get your shit together or we're all going to get in deep fucking trouble. So, and then we got the video back for it because we're going to sell them to raise money. And whoever did the camera work, like one, the audio didn't work.
You were angry.
One, the audio didn't work, and two, it was so dark you couldn't see anything the entire show.
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks.
So there you go. There's my story about that. Oh, thank God it came out. Oh, much better. Let's go ahead and put my burps in there really fast. Give me one sec. Glorious. Sorry, this is a long story. Getting back to it. As we were getting ready for our November musical, we started dress rehearsals, which meant costumes. I, the procrastinator I am, brought my underclothes and personal costume pieces after they were due, so I went to the dressing room alone and put them away. Since I'm in there alone, I decided to have fun, and I'm dramatically singing and turning on and off bright lights around mirrors when I see her.
No. When I see her.
When I turn out the lights, I see a shadow behind me. I whip around, super embarrassed, thinking someone came in and is just watching my dramatic recreation of Beetlejuice the musical. Of course, I turn around and see no one is there. I wasn't all that spooked, thinking it's just my imagination, and leave anyway because I forgot where I was in the song and probably shouldn't miss more rehearsal. As time went by, I noticed a few more things happening in the dressing room. I would hear the door open and close, and no one would come in or have gone out. The lights, I think you just have fucked up doors in your high school. The lights would be dimmed. I mean, you could have the ghost and fucked up doors. I'm just saying your doors sound really shitty in this high school. The lights would be dimmed and brightened with no one touching the switches. When the show finally came, it was so hectic I didn't really notice anything different about the dressing room. Plus, I was experiencing all the feels about the show ending, so again, I didn't think much about the strange happenings. It wasn't until the straight play in February... yeah, that's what it says. It wasn't until the straight play in February I remembered the weird things and noticed even more. We were doing Sense and Sensibility, and while I wasn't actually acting in it, I was playing the piano backstage during scene changes. Quite frankly, that show was a hot mess and a blur, but I remember experiencing the same things in the dressing room. Doors opening when no one came in or out, lights on or off when I swear they were the other way. It all came to a head before we opened the show. It was the final dress rehearsal, and I was feeling extremely anxious in my own piano playing abilities, and for the cast members, as some of them were starting to feel sick. That's kind of scary because this is taking place in February around COVID outbreak time. So
I don't think this was this year, though.
I think this is this year.
Really?
Because it said it started, their high school opened in 2019.
Oh, shit.
So who knows, though. During mic checks, I went into the dressing room for some quiet and to say a quick prayer. While I was in there, I saw the dressing room dame clearly for the first time. A woman around 5'6" or so in a black dress with long black sleeves. She had a round hat with a long flat rim. She also had a black veil over her face. It sounds like Mrs. Havisham, except she's not in the wedding dress. She's in like a funeral dress.
Who the hell is Mrs. Havisham?
It's from that fucking thing with the stuff. I only saw her for a few seconds, and I realized I wasn't scared. I didn't get a malevolent vibe from her, and in fact, she was almost a comforting presence. I was just left with the feeling that no matter what happened, the shows would be good. And they really were. Backstage was a hot mess, and the whole cast passed around a stomach bug and a fever.
Oof.
In parentheses, it for sure wasn't COVID, don't worry. But we did all the shows smoothly.
It's like that sighting was like an omen. Everyone was just going to start getting sick.
Maybe it was an omen.
Or the stomach plague.
Oh my God. It goes on, I haven't seen her since, and I don't know why she's in there, but I like to think that the dressing room dame is there to watch over all the children and reassure them during crazy times. Especially as drama kids can get overwhelmed easily, it's nice to personally think there's someone to look out for the underclass folk once I'm gone. Although it would be nice if she'd stop messing with the lights. That's the last of my personal experiences, but as I was reflecting on them, I decided to ask some of my friends if they'd ever had weird things happen to them. Two of my friends in tech said that often when they were in the tech booth, it sounds like someone is operating the door and coming upstairs. Fucked up doors in your high school, I'm just telling you.
I would be so scared. I would be so scared if it seemed like somebody was coming up, but then no one ever
just
comes.
Footsteps, slowly.
Fuck that.
Now, that's the biggest nightmare. That's the scariest thing. No one ever comes. No one is ever there.
Yeah, that's the biggest nightmare. No one ever comes.
No one is ever there when they look, but it's happened multiple times. Another friend said that they frequently saw shadows in the catwalk above the auditorium, so at least I'm not alone in thinking my school is haunted. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Brand new haunted school theater. I'll wrap it up here for now since this email is much too long and rambly already. Again, sorry for the side tangents and way too many side notes in parentheses, smiley face. I'll hopefully be sending in more stories soon because at the time I send this, y'all are begging for more backlog. I have 2 from my mom I'm going to borrow and the scariest reality of what trauma can create and destroy. Okay, that sounds super dramatic, but I did just spill my guts about being a drama kid. Anyway, I love you guys so stinking much and adore the podcast. Thank you for giving me a safe place to learn new things and get pretty creeped out sometimes. I can't say it enough, but you are so amazing, and I'm seriously so grateful to have you in my life. Keep on creeping on, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Paige.
Thank you so much. That's a lot of really good stories. Yeah, I think theater, I believe that theater, opera houses, things like that are always going to have some type of history because accidents happen all the time. And, people falling off the catwalk. Guarantee that happens all the effing time. There's so many dangerous
Probably because
pieces.
they climbed up there on their own and were walking in the dark using a cell phone flashlight. Be more careful with your life. Good Lord.
But I'm sure a lot of things happen. There's a lot of moving parts in, like, Broadway musicals and stuff like that. Like, even when we went to go...
Didn't someone die in the Spider-Man musical?
Someone died?
I can't... Maybe that was just me overlapping the whole Spider-Man musical South Park episode where... Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember the Spider-Man musical was just like this huge fucking disaster, so...
Wow, I did not know that.
I don't know. I feel like that's a real thing, though.
Just stage... those big productions have spinning pieces, lots of moving plates. And it's just a dangerous place to be, and if you're not paying attention, bad things happen.
And if you're standing in the wrong spot when some pyrotechnics go off, or
Yeah.
like we saw Frozen when she lost her powers, and all of a sudden like 3 stories of like fucking props that were supposed to be ice walls just shot out of the side.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that would probably fucking seriously hurt someone if they were not on their mark. So absolutely, those places have got to be just riddled with accidents.
There's got to be a lot of accidents, and especially those places that have been around forever. Like that place that Abraham Lincoln got shot at. Is that
Ford Theater?
Does it still exist?
I don't know. Probably.
It's probably fucking haunted.
I can't imagine they got rid of it because it became so like famous.
Synonymous with a piece of history.
I was just gonna say famous, but
yeah.
It's like you say Ford Theater, people are like, oh yeah, Abe. Poor dude.
What the fuck? Okay, but yeah, I totally. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Indeed. So thank you for sending that. We look forward to hearing your additional stories because we want backlog. So, all right. Let's look over into stream chat. I'm going to read my YouTube stuff, then start getting marbles ready. Vivian says, whenever I throw up, my instinct is to put my hand over my mouth to prevent it from coming out of my mouth, so I always throw up in my hand too. It's nasty. That's fucking gross. Don't do that. It always just sprays out. I've only ever done it once, and that was enough for me. Vivian went to bed. Matthias says, buenos noches. Buenos noches. Thank you for joining us. And used an emoji that was the good vibes emoji. And that's everything I have for YouTube.
Good vibes emoji?
Yeah. I can't see it because it's just : good vibes : because I can't actually see it in this particular thing. So, all right. I'm going to get marbles set up.
Cool. Laura Ann says, my janitor was my aunt's uncle, aunt by marriage, and I recently learned that he used to get so mad at me because I used to get sick all the time. Vomiting all the time, I assume. I'm B Train says, thankfully, I only remember getting sick to the point of throwing up once at school. I'm kind of weird in the fact that I can't have dairy products when I have a fever. We didn't realize that until I had a fever that morning, and my mom gave me a cheese sandwich for breakfast. I chose not grilled as I was worried about running late. I ended up throwing up just the cheese from the sandwich almost as soon as I walked into the school, so I was immediately signed back out and sent home. That's crazy. That sounds awful. I've only thrown up at school in my...
I like that this is what we're all going to talk about now is our traumatic vomiting incidents.
In my memory, I've thrown up at school once. And I was in elementary school, and I told the teacher, I was like, I need to go to the restroom. I do not feel good. And as soon as I got out of the classroom, there was a trash can right next to the sink on the outside because, they used to have kids, like, wash their hands and do all that stuff outside the classroom. And I threw up in that trash can right away. As soon as I got out of that classroom, went straight to that trash can. It was awful. I didn't tell anyone, and I went back to class.
Wow. Every time I threw up when I was at school, I'm like, I'm going home, and I'm not coming back for days.
Wow.
I was like, I'm sick. Fuck school. I hate this place.
The Snark says, Larry walked in just in time to watch this story. He, as a theater professional, and I, a high school actor, are both screaming at the lack of backstage not being locked up.
No shit,
yeah.
Right? We had doors that blocked off our catwalks. Like, our catwalks were in those, like cylinders, like those bars that you could not get through to also prevent you if you fell. You'd have something to fall back into. And the base of it was like this weird, chain link door that you'd have to have the janitor's keys to unlock so that you could climb up to the catwalks. The fact that there was, like, an unattended catwalk that was also not guarded is like, I could see maybe that's happening in a brand new school, but that shit's crazy.
Let's see. I Almost Dinner says, can't wait to hear Adam say January Patreon push and then do rap air horn sounds.
I think I might actually edit a sound effect this year so it's echoey. So it's like, January Patreon push. And I have that fucking air horn sound already. So that's definitely going into episodes. I might have to just have a soundboard that I can press so I can at least annoy Robin, because that's really a key part of January Patreon push.
Let's see. I'm Beef Trainer says, Adam in a beauty pageant, a male beauty pageant is an awesome image in my head.
I know it might sound like a punchline at this point, but when I'm fit,
he's
gorgeous.
When I met him, he wasn't dad bod, so
it's true.
I could believe it. Like, from him in high school,
she went home and she was like, my
it.
assistant manager is so fucking hot. She was right. All right. Don't touch. Don't mockingly touch. You can say that, but if we had Liz on right now, she would back me.
It's true. I did say that. That was 8 years ago.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Now you're not my assistant manager.
Yeah. It's a good thing, because I would fire your ass right now.
Fuck. Chibi Shortcake says, my high school also did a male beauty pageant. IMB Trainer says, brown butter glistening in stage lights. Oh god. Captain Fake Eye says they would call them the musical or the straight play if it wasn't a musical.
Gotcha.
That's pretty interesting. I did not know that.
Go ahead and type in exclamation point vote, then a space, then the number that corresponds with the track you would like to race.
The Snark says, I wish my high school had a male beauty pageant. Yeah, my high school did not have, both my high schools did not have a male beauty pageant. Captain Fake Eye says, lol, Adam, it's that thing from the stuff.
What? You decided to stop reading that halfway through?
That's what it says.
It's that thing from the
stuff. That's what you said.
Okay, I just didn't hear stuff because you went.
I hate you. The Snark says someone died. Someone probably said the M word on stage. Oh wow. I wonder if people actually ever say that outside of doing that play.
I think it's so funny that there are so many theater people I know who are like, what's sports ball? But it's like, you realize you're all just the same kind of nerd. You're superstitious about performances and stuff like that. Because it's like when you watch sports, if a pitcher has a no-hitter or a perfect game going on, you know it's happening, but you're not supposed to speak it out loud or bring it up to them. And at some point after like the 7th inning, you don't talk to that person. Like, they're going back in the game, you just leave them be. You let them sit down and go through whatever thought process they need to. Just be in the fucking zone. And you just leave them be. And like, even the announcers will be like, so here's the line for the game, and then they'll show you the fact that there's no hit. And like, true blue announcers will not mention that there's a no hitter going. So, and then the ones that are assholes do, and they almost always immediately go away.
Captain Fake Eye says, did I ever tell people this story? My first week of 3rd year of med school is the first time we go to the hospital for inpatient learning. I was on surgery. The circus had come to the local convention center, and something broke while they were doing their act called the Human Chandelier.
Wow.
Like 30 people fell about 20 feet and came into the trauma center, all needing emergency. It was insane. Me, being the wide-eyed medical student, was just like, what the fuck is medicine? Oh, fuck. That's terrifying. Oh, man.
You're like looking at their pinky like, yeah, I think I need to amputate this. Like, no, like I have collapsed ribs. Or broken ribs and the collapsed lung. You're like, yeah, the pinky will do it.
The Snark says, I was there when someone fell through the stage and fell 40 feet to the sub-basement. He survived because he hit everything on the way down.
Ouch.
That was at the Love show. That Beatles show.
Oh, wow.
That's insane. Chibi Shortcake says, I gotta meet up with my girls to play some Among Us. It's been fun, y'all. Stay safe. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, we are in a new season, season 20. It's December 2nd to January 31st, so that means I'm pretty sure I won the last season. Suck it, y'all.
I'm Westerner says, was just clipping my toenails, ended up having shrapnel hit me in the face. That is the fucking worst.
It really is.
When I'm doing Adam's nails, man, and one of them just flies
Sometimes
up.
I ask her to do my big toes.
Holy crap. Oh my god.
Because she digs at it with a relentless ferocity that makes sure I don't get ingrown toenails that I cannot perform on myself. All right, Off the Rails has 3 votes. That's what we're going to go with. On average, it takes 1 minute and 54 seconds to complete it. Record time is 1 minute and 9. And for Spooky Friends, it's 1 minute and 59 to complete it. And Cat Beatrix holds the record with 1 minute and 34 seconds. So let's get in there.
The Snark says, that sounds exactly like an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
It really does.
Yeah, I cannot believe that. You're still a student and you're just like, oh my god.
All right, exclamation point play to get your marble on stream.
I could never be a doctor at all. That's too much. Too much.
All right, we have 14 marbles already in the race. I'm going to give this a 60-second countdown. Make sure, if you would like to play, that you type in exclamation point play over there at twitch.tv/Scaryish Podcast. If you're watching over on YouTube, it does not respond to those commands, so you're going to have to switch over to Twitch.
I kind of freak out when I cut myself. Imagine seeing other people with like gashes. Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
She turns into Morty from Rick and Morty. We only got 14 marbles. I know there's more of you watching right now. Some of you just like to watch the race and not participate, but come on. Oh, wait, I don't think I typed in play. Have I?
Captain,
have you?
I did, yes.
Maybe I did
Cream
too.
Lord says, I'm a cowboy. Cowboy? I'm assuming cowboy. Captain Fake Eye says, right? I was like, maybe medicine really is like Grey's Anatomy. Hint, it's actually not. I don't think it actually is either. There's no way. Oh my god.
Lunabin makes it in at the last moment, giving us 15 marbles for the race.
I think we've only seen 3 seasons together. Adam's watched way more.
It's not true. I've only watched until Denny dies, and then I was like, no more for me.
So maybe we've watched... Well, you've watched more than me.
I like this start. This track actually looks pretty fucking sweet.
Rainbows. But... the one line I always remember is when she like is telling,
love me.
Yeah, that line.
Pick me. Choose me.
I'm like, oh, come on. Have some
self-respect,
yeah.
bitch. But then like later on in that episode, she talks about like how stupid it was for her to say all those things, so I actually kind of appreciate it.
Captain Fake Eye says no one has sex in the supply closets. Isn't that what there's the sleeping rooms that they have?
I don't know. All right, the scripter is currently in the lead, but Cat Beatrix's Ghost Ball is way ahead when it comes to that, so we'll see how long it takes to catch up.
I'm Western Dennis says, is it more like Scrubs?
Yeah, dude, I fucking love Scrubs. Scrubs is one of my favorite shows. I just realized recently that Elliot from Scrubs is the voice of Beth, the mom, on Rick and Morty, and I don't know how I never fucking noticed before. It's like, it's because she's never said frick and blown her bangs out of her face.
The Snark says, I rewatched the entire series in the first few months of the pandemic. I'm assuming Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I Am Beef Trainer says, joking on this, but I see medicine more like Scrubs, but with a little less snarky sarcasm. Lebrum says they love Scrubs. I like medical shows like House. I really like House.
House is excellent, but House is... You realize House is Sherlock Holmes, right? The entire whole thing of House...
Is that why Wilson is Watson?
Is based off all the tropes of Sherlock Holmes. That's why he refers to Cuddy as the woman in the first episode. Congratulations, scripter. You take home the victory. The guy who shoots him is literally named Moriarty. Just saying. Congratulations, Captain Fake Eye. You're going to take home the prize because I'm pretty sure scripter is going to pass because she has free access to all of our merchandise and she is Robin's sister. Girl Panic 95 has fallen off.
Or The Good Doctor. I like The Good Doctor.
Good Doctor is also good.
The Resident. I watch a lot of The Resident.
It's all right.
That one is way too intense for me sometimes because...
No, wait. I have never seen The Resident. I'm thinking of the one where the guy has cancer in the first season and you know that he's not going to
New
die.
Amsterdam.
That's the one.
Yeah. I watch a lot of medical shows.
No shit, right?
I definitely watch way too many medical shows.
All right. Scripture gets 6 points for this season and a win. They say, oh my god. Congrats. And Captain Fake Eye, you're going to get this prize because Scriptory has free access to all of our shit anyway. So if you have something that you would like, please type in exclamation point merch. Go to Robin's Quiet Corner and pick a spooky themed sticker.
Let's see.
I see Scrubs is more medically accurate. House is very medically inaccurate, but very fun to watch. Oh my god, I watched one episode of Good Doctor. Someone told me to watch the C-section episode.
So many
I was screaming at all the inaccuracies.
Captain Fake Eye says, the call rooms, that's where I put my stuff. No one sleeps on those beds. Interesting.
Right. Exclamation point vote, and then the number that corresponds to the track you want to race. Did you read between the lines on that one? No one sleeps on those beds.
Wow. I think it's cool that she's like, Scrubs is more medically accurate. The Good Doctor is not.
Scrubs has one of the saddest episodes of television I've ever seen.
House is inaccurate but fun to watch.
House is really fun to watch.
Kayla Ray Reed says, I love New Amsterdam. Captain Fake Eye says, I just won last week. Give it to Laura Ann. So Laura Ann can let us know what and don't forget to send us your mailing address too.
Bad news.
What?
You didn't. You're gonna win your matchup, but you're gonna tie, and you're gonna lose
Aaron,
a tiebreaker. Yeah.
Damn it, Lee! You're letting me down, man.
Yeah, Amari Cooper scored a touchdown, and their kicker has a bunch of
The
points.
Snark says, how are you gonna say that knowing Jurassic Bark exists?
I mean, I didn't say it's the most. I said it's one of the most, because Jurassic Bark is the other one that I always think of. I mean, if you've not seen the episode of Scrubs with Dr. Cox not wanting to sleep for 3 days because something happens, and also guest stars Brendan Fraser and has a super twist ending, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know that that episode is absolutely fucking traumatizing. So that one, I remember watching that one and having to rewatch it to be like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And then when it starts to dawn on you, like, what actually happened in the episode, you're like, I'm going to have a fucking breakdown right now. That's so sad. So Scrubs is really good.
Yeah,
it's a very, very underrated show.
I've only seen like the first 3 episodes.
It's just so fucking funny. Ryan Reynolds is in an episode too.
Let's see. No. There's so many medical shows. I started watching the Korean Good Doctor, like the show that the American Good Doctor is based off of.
I thought that was an American show just called the Korean Good Doctor.
Shut up, fuck you. And Adam was just like, why does everyone keep screaming?
I don't understand why the primary form of communication is to scream.
And you know how, like, if one person gets struck in an American show,
you're fired.
You're freaked out, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?" In the Korean one, someone
immediately
beats down the autistic kid, and no one bats an eye. It's just like, oh, it happens. It's like, what?
I was like, I'm not watching this shit. Fuck this.
Oh my god. Let's see. Almost says, I thought you were talking about the episode where Dr. Cox is trying to save his friend's life while How to Save a Life is playing. What? Oh, How to Save a Life is playing.
That's a different one. There's so many good episodes. There's the one where Cox has 3 patients and then someone passes away and he is able to transplant organs to save those 3 patients. And then throughout the episode, each one of them dies.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you realize that the organs that he transplanted actually had rabies, and for whatever reason it didn't get detected in the tests.
Oh my god.
Because it's such a rare disease, for whatever reason the tests weren't done on them. And then he shows, this is just so much, but he shows up to work the next episode drunk. And his protege, JT, is the one who like gets him kicked out of the hospital because he's so mad at him for betraying the fact that he's not supposed to be that guy. Okay.
Cream Lord redeemed a high five. Let's high five.
Haunted Hills is going to be our second track of the night.
That was a good slap.
Average time 4 minutes and 25 seconds. We average 4 minutes and 32. Ares 22 holds the record. Let's get in there.
Lebram says it's JD, not JT.
My bad. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Why is it upside down? Oh, okay.
Why is what upside down?
The whole screen was upside down. It was really weird. Man, there's.
All right, exclamation point play.
In the beginning of Grey's Anatomy, one of the first episodes, where they have that person having to resuscitate this patient even though after they died, and they just made them do it for hours or something.
Yeah, they made them.
Was like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
It's a good lesson. Like, you're teaching them a good lesson. It's like, why do we do that? Why do we try absolutely everything? And then they have to go tell the family. It's like, so we can tell the family we did everything we could. Shows are good.
Yeah. I love medical shows.
We're up to 14. Robin, have you joined yet?
Maybe I would just watch way too much TV because I'm like, I watch a lot of cop shows.
Well, it's because she gets to watch TV at work, so she can just sit there and watch an entire series in a week.
Captain Fake Eye says, the really sad part of that is that there are docs that get addicted to substances because they can't get over the mistakes they make.
Yeah.
And I totally believe that. Yeah, I totally understand why people would do that. Because especially if you can't save someone, you know, or you're the reason why they die. Oh man, I can't even imagine. Being a doctor is not for me. It's too much stress. Way too much.
Stop putting all this on Captain Fake Eye.
Sorry.
If you ever need to talk, Captain Fake Eye, we're here. We've watched a bunch of medical shows, so we're pretty much experts. We're basically your peers.
911 girl says, I have to go back to work. If I win, which is highly doubtful, pass it on, please.
Right on. We are off. This haunted house one is kind of fun. I don't like at the end that you can't see the track, but hey, let's get to the bottom of this spiral spooky tree.
I'm What's Your Nurse says, if someone manages to redeem all 5 of the Redeem-A drinks all in a row without interruptions, will you guys just chug your drinks? Probably.
Yeah, we've done it before.
And
there's 6. I think we get 6 per episode. We haven't had a lot of redeemed drinks this episode.
Yeah.
Plus, my drink is basically dry, so now is not the time to do it. Someone redeemed a high 5 last week.
And it was right when we were ending, so...
Here's your high 5. And a second one for having to wait. Wow, that was the worst high 5 of my life.
I wanted to link fingers.
It's not a high 5 or whatever.
That was a loud one.
It's because I was the one initiating that time.
The
All right,
snark
Laura Ann's
says,
in the lead.
Excuse me, I'm a graduate of Grey's Anatomy University.
I did my residency at Seattle Grace.
Oh man, yeah, that is the name of the hospital.
Scriptery is in the lead again.
Again?
Really trying to go hard on season 20. All right, Laura Ann has taken back the lead. This is kind of a three-way race.
Aw, Captain Fake Eye says it's okay. We have good support systems in our hospital, but it is nice to have your support. This is definitely a great way for me to take a break from work. Thank goodness.
Yeah, we're glad to hear that. Especially now, man. Things are fucking crazy right now.
Have you ever seen that episode of Friends where...
oh no, Laura Ann has fallen to her doom.
They go to the hospital because I think Phoebe's going to have the triplets. And Rachel tries to hit on this one doctor, and he is just like... Do you ever get to the point of work where, you know, you don't want to see things because you do what you do, and he's an OBGYN. He's like, well, I guess I'm not getting laid because all you see is his vaginas all day. So it's like, well, I guess he's not going to want to do anything. And that's just how I feel. So many people, like, that's doctors stuff.
Did I say that's how you feel? I was going to be like,
no.
About civil engineering plans?
No. Well, sometimes I'm like, I can't look at these anymore because it's just lines.
I can't look at any more lines. A wiener is basically a straight line. I don't want to see it. All right, I'm What's Your Nurse way out in the lead. Tiny Dancer Nation's catching up along with the Snarked. Everyone's racing for the record right now as well. It's just neck and neck and back and forth. Uh-oh. I don't know if anyone's going to defeat Ares 22, because I know they take a very quick line through the house. And into the house we go. I
love Halloween decor, even when it's not Halloween. I just think pumpkins are cute, and ghosts are cute, and if I could just have a room that just has bats and like pumpkins and stuff like decorating it, it'd be cool. But we don't.
I was gonna say, we don't have that.
Our rooms are boring. We don't even have, like, our rooms really aren't decorated at all.
It will not let me move
it's because we have a lot of stupid shit.
I wonder where it comes from.
Fuck you.
Alright, I'm What's Your Dinner is still in the lead. Got Tiny Dancer Nation, Cream Lord, the Snarked, and Robin right behind. And I think the Ghost Ball is like pretty far ahead at this point. Yeah, Ares 22's Ghost Ball for the record time is holding a pretty good lead over on What's for Dinner, so we're coming up towards the end. We have one more staircase to go down.
ASB Bunny says they got their ducklings.
You just quack to celebrate?
Yep. Glitch says my Halloween decorations never come down inside. Still have pumpkins under my Christmas tree. That's really freaking cute. I'm Beef Trainer says, didn't somebody's marble get murdered by a ghost last time we did this track?
Yeah, it like got bounced off the track and we couldn't see anything because this silly ass track is invisible. Nope. Alright, Ares 22 maintains their record-setting pace for the Spooky Friends. I'm What's for Dinner is going to finish first. Congratulations. Go ahead and email us the sticker you would like and a mailing address we can send it to. We'll let everyone else trickle in here for some points for the season. Congratulations on getting your ducks.
Hashtag this ducks.
Hashtag those ducklings duck. Oh, man.
Good job.
It's been a long day. Not as long as normal because we recorded fairly early last night, if 10 p.m. is early.
Yeah, we did record early. It was great.
I was able to get to sleep at a reasonable time, which is good because I had to start work today at 8. So every other Tuesday I have to start a lot earlier than normal. So let's check out the final results. Tiny Dancer Nation comes in second, goes up to 5 points in the season. I'm What's for Dinner is at 7, which is the lead right now. Robin said, I got points, and she's right. Snark got 3. The rest of us got 1.
Pass it on to ASB Bunny, and congratulations for her ducks.
There you go. So let us know which sticker you would like, and we'll get it to you. And let us know where we can send it. I think Robin has your mailing address somewhere, but just go ahead and attach it in an email or a message to us so we don't have to go digging through anything. All right. Moving back over to the regular view. Gonna get everything settled. And then we can go about our lives.
I got a final to do, so.
I mean, that's still going about your life.
Fuck. A duck.
Not your duck, though.
Not your ducks.
All right. Ready for this outro? Let me go ahead and mark this shit.
Yeah,
mark it so good.
My hair up because
super marked.
It's getting hot in here.
So take off all your clothes. I am.
No one wants to see that.
I'm gonna take my clothes off. I do. Lots of people do. Our ratings would go through the roof. All right, here we go. So I want to thank everyone who sent in their stories this week. We sincerely appreciate it. And if you have a story you would like to share with us, please email storytime@scaryish.com or go to our website, scaryish.com, and click on Contact Us. Fill out that form. It comes directly to us. You can also hit us up on any of our social medias. Facebook is facebook.com/scaryish podcast. Twitter is @scaryish_pod. And Instagram is @scaryish_podcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/Scaryish Podcast. Those are monthly donations. Tiers start at $1. And at $1, you can get ad-free episodes, which is pretty freaking sweet. And there's physical merch tiers episodes. No. There's physical... There's physical merch tiers that you can check out as well. I post pictures periodically of the new stuff that's going to be sent out, which is, I think, pretty cute. It's all hand-drawn stuff by me and stuff like that. And yeah, and then if you want to do just one-time donations, you're not into the whole monthly subscription thing, you can go to ko-fi.com/Scaryish Podcast, and those are all one-time donations. All your donations go to helping us upgrade our studio setup, kind of keep us going, and allow us to kind of have more time to do all this stuff. So yeah.
Indeed. So thank you one more time to everyone who sent. Thank you to everyone who listened, watched live, donates, doesn't donate, just listens to our episodes. We appreciate all the support we get from you folks. You're all amazing, and I think that's just about everything for this episode of Storytime. So Robin, go ahead and sign us out.
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.